Okay, and we are back yet again with even more upgraded camera equipment. Hopefully you guys can tell a difference in quality, but we have a whole new different camera setup. Before I was just making some slight different changes, but we got a whole new camera, we got a whole nother new microphone setup. The last microphone setup that you guys saw in the last couple videos was really great, worked really well, but in order to upgrade the camera, I had to upgrade the mic yet again. So hopefully this is more permanent, but hopefully you guys can hear me. This is going to be a pretty good test. I don't know how many of you guys know what it's like here in the Midwest, but when it's cold, it's cold. So a perfect example of this is to show you guys what exactly we have going on here for heat. We have a 220 heater set on 5,000 watt, which is the highest setting it can go, and it's still running. That one's temperature control, so when it hits a certain temperature, it will turn off, and it's been running for probably about 30 minutes now, and it's still going. We have a little fireplace going over here, if it will open. I guess it won't. There we go. We got that going with a fan on top of it. Nothing special, just enough little heat, but it's pretty cool. And then just for the last couple minutes, I had the door open, but I just closed it. We have a kerosene heater going here. Hopefully you guys can't hear too much of it, but we do have that going. So I'm going to finish letting it get warmed up in here, open the door to let some of these fumes out from that heater, and then we're going to get to work on the Nova and give you guys a quick update. Okay, so on top of the new camera equipment that I got here, the last place we left off is we needed to drill holes in the firewall so I could put riv nuts in for the AC delete panel. So I made a trip to Lowe's today before I came out here, and we have some new drill bits. I could have went and save money and shopped at Harbor Freight, but my experience when it comes to things like drill bits, if you go cheap on those, you end up just super annoyed and doling them out, and it just never ends well. So we went some spider ones. These were everything in here is about 20 bucks a piece, nearly. So we got some drill bits. We got 2 wire wheels for my angle grinder, so that way I can clean up the frame. We have some thick bristles, some thin bristles. Just some basic 4-inch ones, and then now these were on sale for like 10 bucks. Don't have to go this fancy, and I typically wouldn't have done this, but I've done a lot of learning over the last little bit, and I'm definitely not going to be embarrassed to say that I'm going to be wearing eye protection while I'm cleaning off the frame. And that's not just because like I'm a YouTuber and this is going to be on camera, and you know, I legit want to protect my eyes. I've had so much stuff go in my eyes over the last little bit. I do not want to go blind. And and I've seen terrible videos using angle grinders and stuff. So we're gonna be using some eye protection. The last thing I bought, I didn't really need these, but they're on sale and I thought they looked really cool. I have a crap ton of these things, but I bought a Cobalt utility knife. This one's got wood handle on it, which I just thought was cool. It's definitely not going to be a shop knife because of that wood handle. It's going to be more an interior kind of inside knife. I also bought these hook blades. Like that. I really like these. They're actually kind of hard to find. These still aren't the way they used to be made. They're really nice for working on wire, anything wiring, you know, interior wiring, whatever, if you don't have wire cutters handy. But I really like these. I'm not sponsored by any of this stuff, just kind of giving you guys personal preference. I like to carry these hook blades on me. They used to have a much sharper hook on them, but that's everything we got. Let me kind of regather myself with these new tools, make sure my batteries are charged, and then I'll turn the camera on. Hopefully you guys heard the intro. If not, I guess this kind of counts as an intro. But I kind of lost my bearings after SEMA, trying to regather with work and everything. So, but we're back on track and we're back to working on the Nova. So we're gonna see how far we can make on cleaning this frame up and prepping for paint. Okay, so I had filmed an initial unboxing video, but I don't know how much of it really made it into any of these films. Since I don't do my editing, I have no clue. But basically we have a riv nut gun. This is an Astro part number 1450. I got this from Summit Racing, as well as the riv nuts themselves. But basically this is a rivet gun, and what it does is you still squeeze the handle, but it has these little guys kind Okay, that's the first time I've ever actually been able to do an autofocus close-up, so that's really cool. Do it one more time just for cool effect, like this. And basically this area, if I can, towards the front, right there, right at the tip of my finger there, it scrunches up into whatever you're kind of squeezing this handle in there too. And then you have threads. The inside of it, it's really hard to see, but there's threads in there. And so basically this gives you, you don't have to use a nut and bolt on something if you can't get to the back side of it for the nut, or vice versa, however it is. This is basically a rivet and a nut mixed together. So that's what we're going to use. We need 9 of these. We already have, let me give you guys kind of like a close-up real quick. Let me show you guys. We have primer already installed, not installed, but sprayed around there. It was rough sanded. And then we got primer. Don't worry, we're gonna do the rest of it, but that's just gonna stay primer for now. Whatever you can see from like whatever the edges, that's fine, because the rest of it will get painted. And the AC cover itself will also get sanded and painted to match the rest of the firewall, which we already have paint for. But yeah, that's the idea here. That's what we're going for, is we're gonna drill out 9 holes. Actually, I already have one installed right there. So there's threads there. I need to do that for the rest. The factory holes aren't going to work. Okay, Will's going to hate me for that one. I made a mistake. I accidentally hit the stop recording button. Anyways, so I've already installed one. The factory holes aren't going to work on there. I've tried 2 different AC covers, and for the life of me, I cannot find one that actually lines up 100%. This most recent one we got, it fits, it lines up, covers everything, but the bolt holes don't line up. So that kind of sucks. So we're gonna drill out these 9 holes, and then we're gonna get these rib nuts installed. All right, so the cool part about removing the wheel wells is now I can really get in here. Okay, so we marked out our holes. Get the rest of the stuff out of the way. So we marked out our holes. Some of these are close to the other holes. I think just 2 of them are. Yeah. Okay, so just 2 of them are. Apparently though, these drill bits don't walk. So I guess we're gonna start here. Okay. There we go. Yep, I knew that was gonna happen. There it is. Okay. Now let's go grab the rest of those rib nuts. We'll do 2 of these at a time, and then come back and then grab our panel. So again, this should be the last one that's on like a corner here. Thank goodness Spider really knows how to make their drill bits, because putting this one through the ringer. Okay, so now we'll grab our AC panel. Oh, you know what I just realized? I use smaller bolts for that one, so it needs to come out, but that's okay. Okay, so out of saving you guys some time, I'm gonna drill out the rest of these holes. I'll keep you posted as I go along. Okay, the only thing that sucks about having such a great audio setup and camera setup is I forgot to turn the mic on, so I just recorded a clip, but and it had no audio. Anyways, as what I was saying is that having this fireplace, it doesn't really put out a crap ton of heat by any means, but is what it does do is give that wood burning smell, which just absolutely, I just love it. Whenever you get stressed out and you just take a big deep breath and you smell what it reminds you, campfire, camping, all that stuff, and just, I love the smell of it. So, it's little things in life, and so, get yourself a little fire burner place, and put it in your shop, and you'll make your life a lot better in the shop. Anyways, we have this installed. Let me get this turned around so I can see what's going on. So everything is there. We need some washers. Some of them went in at kind of a little bit of an angle, mainly this guy here. It didn't go in perfectly, but we need to get some washers. I don't have any, but these are all in there. I was actually able to put quite a bit of torque on these. I used the impact, surprisingly, and none of them stripped out or anything like that. We need some seam sealer, just for some different, really just this like gap right there. We need seam sealer for, but we'll go and seam seal the whole thing. But it's in there. We'll take a wire brush over that and everything. Actually, probably not the wire brush to that. We'll rough it up with some like pretty soft grit sandpaper, and then alcohol it and clean it. We'll wire brush the entire firewall there though. We will wire brush all of this here. But that's where we've gotten so far. That took a little bit longer than I wanted it to. Wasn't too bad overall. If I really had gotten the right drill bit, I really thought I got the correct, if you line it up to it, it's the right size, but I guess actually doing it's ever so slightly off, but wasn't too bad. It's in there though. It's on there. It looks really good. Again, it's not going to stay that color. We need to finish taking off some of the stuff down there. Our thermostat bypasses we got to get off. Our fuel lines, everything. Might go ahead and start wire brushing this side right there and just see kind of where we're at with it and see what all we can do and see kind of what it's going to look like. So I might do that real quick. We'll see. Okay, so it's a little bit dark, but I did just a super quick test spot here. There hasn't really ever been super thick paint on here, and so we're just gonna go for it and just start. And this is my setup here. Nothing crazy, just a 4-inch wire wheel on there, cobalt angle grinder, nothing fancy at all. We got our eye protection because I'm not trying my luck. I've had bad luck lately, and we're not trying our luck. So let's see what we can do. I did talk to the POR 15 guys, or POR 15, I've heard it pronounced a few different ways, at SEMA. Ran all this by them, make sure my prep work and everything was on par with where it needed to be, and that I was thinking the right stuff, and I was. So I'm not too worried about that, but they said they see a lot of guys who just paint over the dirt and the rust and the old paint, and then it chips off, and then people get upset. But we're not gonna be doing the most professional job because the frame's still in the car, and there's some areas we're just not gonna be able to get to. I'll go back through some like sandpaper, about degreaser and stuff like that that goes with this, but we're just seeing what we can do. Just quick wire brush real quick. All said and done, it'll be a little bit better. We'll go back through with the degreaser that I bought and stuff. This is purely just a test run to see how long is this going to take me, that sort of thing. So I'm going to go back at it here. Okay, so you guys might have noticed that it got really smoky in here, and that's because I just took it out. But on top, I had put a log to help it dry out real quick. We actually need to close these, turn that off. I had put a log on top to help it dry out, and it caught on fire. That's how hot that little fireplace got. So I put a glove on and ran out. Man, whew, it got really smoky. Wow. Okay, so lesson learned. Let's see. That's the log right there. You got Toasty just sitting on top of that fire pit. Yeah, so that being that battery's dead anyway. So, and that just happened. So that's my sign. I'm gonna call it a night. I'm probably gonna do a live stream over on TikTok, but I'm gonna quit testing my luck here. Let this air out for a little bit, and then probably do a live stream over on TikTok. All right, it is the next night. I'm wearing the same hoodie because this hoodie is just really warm. But anyways, it's the next night, so it's Saturday night. We have made some progress. Kind of had to backtrack. It's one of those things where I was thinking overnight. I was in bed laying there. I was like, man, if I really want to get this done the right way, I need to tear it apart further. So let me show you guys what I've done. Okay, so we have the radiator out, the oil coolers, trans cooler, all that stuff. Everything is out here. This way we can start wire brushing everything. Eventually, I mean, we did go ahead and take out the bypasses as well. Everything is pretty much taken apart here. I need to get this wheel well out, but now that I have all the hoses and everything out, I can do that very easily. That way I can get in here just as much as I can over there. We are going to go ahead and take this core support off. I only really want this stuff to be the kind of gloss black. The rest of this, the core support, the wheel wells, and the firewall, I want all to be the same color, and I don't want to go black. I have a paint already here for it. It's pretty close to this, but more metallic-y. This has supposed to have like metal flakes in there, but it's really hard to see. That's part of the reason I decided to go ahead and redo everything. But it's a nice gloss, kind of, again, kind of like this gray. It's it's going to be really nice. So we have all this. I'll probably go ahead and work on tonight. Go ahead and take this wheel well out, and then start wire brushing everything, and then take this core support off. Just that way I can get the underside under all there and stuff while I'm in here. These are notorious for rusting. I have a little bit of rust back in that corner. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and just go to town on, putting this thing on a diet. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap up for the night. It's been about 4 hours or so worth of grinding away here and taking stuff apart. So let me give you kind of a recap where we're at. I know it may not seem like there's a lot done, but this grinding takes quite a while. So we have the top side pretty well done until I start taking the core support off. Got as close as we could there. Top side here, like I said, is as far back as I can go. Middle section is pretty well done. I gotta do the underside of there and the underside of this beam as well, and then the inside of here, but that's all done. We got the brake line loosened up so I can move it out of the way, and I was able to get all there. Fuel line, same thing, I was able to unbolt it. Over here, I will probably go ahead and take the steering box out. We might replace it. I'm not 100% sure yet. We just have no clue, but I think I'll take it out at least real quick. My game plan for that will probably be take it off, grind it, and then put it, and then paint it with the stuff, and then put it back on. Just that way it's not off, and just I'm getting somewhere with it. The engine mounts need to come out, which will be super simple since all the suspension is out. That is really easy to do. It's only a pain in the butt when all the suspension's on there. So I'll take them off and get underneath. I did around the best I could, but we'll take them off and we'll go ahead and sandblast them, and then we'll paint underneath where they need to go, and then put them on and paint them. But we'll start all this over here. We have this side is all done there, but we got to do the top, and again, I can't get down in there with all the steering stuff there, so we'll get as far as we can with it. Over here, the front side is done as well, so just about there. Not only is rebuilding and replacing all these suspension parts a big undertaking, but so is completely, redoing this complete engine bay. It's a massive undertaking. There's a lot that goes into it. Not on top of this, by the time we're done and we get the engine in there, we're still not done because we'll have to rewire everything. We can't really do that with everything taken or without the engine in there. But real quick, we did get this wheel well out, and that opened up a whole bunch of room. But anyways, so we're making progress. I'm gonna probably upload this content and see if Will wants to go ahead and edit this and maybe turn it into a whole video. So if that's the case, then stay tuned, and we'll the next part, I'll probably skip the next video or so. I probably won't show you guys me grinding. I might show you a little bit. But again, this grinder is so loud, you know, using it, it's so loud that I'm worried it's going to destroy the mics, even for me to get time-lapse stuff. I don't want it to damage my new mic setup or the mic on the camera, anything like that. It's pretty loud, and I don't want to risk it. So, but yeah, so, you know, stay tuned for the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If not, he'll just cut that part out. But we'll see what all we can get done.